Hello, IB History Scholars. It's Mr. Newcomb. We're coming to the end of week 4 of distant learning. So I thought I will check in and remind you that the assignment Impact of Kosovo and Conflict is due today, Friday, April 24th. So let's get those focus questions done and turn them in. To review the impact of the Kosovo conflict, just want to hit some of the highlights here. Socially, Kosovo is going to change. The Albanians, the Kosovars, will find themselves now running Kosovo, and that means political rights are going to be, more political rights are going to be extended to the Kosovars, and women become more integrated into politics. Unfortunately, the NATO forces could not prevent the Albanian Kosovars from abusing the ethnic Serbs who remain in Kosovo. The war is going to have an economic impact in this region. The damage to the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia was significant, mainly because of the bombings by NATO. The war disrupts trade and transportation links, and the economic growth in the area is going to be hindered because there just seems to be a lack of cooperation. Politically, we see that Kosovo is going to be on the path of independence. 2008, they get their independence, but it's going to be phased in, and the United Nations is going to have a role in that process. The KLA is going to be integrated into the security forces of Kosovo, and the LDK is going to emerge as a major political force in Kosovo. And the Serbs, they're going to establish a shadow government. Internationally, you can say that the United States emerges as a power in this region, but then also trying to establish itself what's its role going to be in a post-Cold War era. The Clinton Doctrine emerges out of this conflict, and it is trying to address really the global security that the United States will have a role in, and will take into consideration humanitarian measures and the potentials of military intervention. Russia, very similar to the United States, is trying to figure out in this post-Cold War what kind of direction it will go in, and Russia is trying to show that it can still challenge the threats from the West, still try to maintain a voice in this region, and Russia is going to be moving in a direction closer to China. Great Britain emerges from this conflict with a greater diplomatic stance in Europe, and Great Britain is going to move closer to the United States. For Yugoslavia, this war is going to speed the disintegration of Yugoslavia. Slobodan Milosevic's government will collapse, and in 2006 you'll see the breakup of Serbia and Montenegro. There will be an international tribunal established, and this international tribunal actually has been already established. It was established at the end of the Yugoslavian Civil War in regards to Croatia and Bosnia, and they just included Kosovo in there. And so this international tribunal is still in existence. Okay, so with Unit 3, you have looked at 2 case studies, one on Rwanda and one on Kosovo, and there are some similarities and some differences between these conflicts. Both conflicts were caused by ethnicity merged with nationalism and historical conflicts. In Rwanda, an ethnic minority won largely on its own and on the battlefield, where in Kosovo, an ethnic minority won. However, they had not won the war themselves, but depended on the international community. In Rwanda, the United Nations was slow to intervene. None of the major powers had enough at stake or wanted to risk their own troops until late in the conflict. In Kosovo, dissension among the major powers meant that the UN was unable to act effectively until after the conflict had won by another agency, NATO. It is conceivable that left alone, RPF would have triumphed in Rwanda. It is inconceivable that the KLA would have done the same. The aftermath of the Rwandan genocide contributed towards instability in Central Africa. You saw problems spill over into Zaire and Burundi. In Kosovo, the Balkans, the region benefited from being at peace. The United Nations was a central character in the diplomatic situation in both Rwanda and Kosovo. It may have been a passive role until the conflict was virtually solved. International community learned from Rwanda, but did not prevent Darfur. The impact of the Kosovo demonstrated that there is no cheap and easy way to prevent genocide. So where do we go from here? Well, you're going to have an exam, a paper 1 exam on Kosovo. You can find in the distant learning folder a review sheet, and it's totally optional, that you can look at, help you guide you in your review process. And this exam is going to focus on ethnic cleansing in the Kosovo conflict. The exam is going to be broken up into 4 parts, so you don't have to sit down and do the whole thing at once. There are 4 separate parts to it. Each part is on a different paper 1 skill, and each part is timed. The exam will be open for submissions on Monday, April 27th, and you'll have till Friday, May 1st to complete the 4 parts, so self-pacing here. More detailed instructions will come out on Sunday. For attendance, I will be submitting attendance for this week on Tuesday, April 28th, so let's take care of that. So with that said, I do miss seeing you in class. It's always nice to see everyone every day. And I know we have been challenged by distant learning, and so I want to give you a virtual history high five. Hang in there. We're going to get through this. Be safe. Take care.